Okay, so dividing decimals. Number one, in your journal, this is our objective. We are going to multiply and divide positive rational numbers fluently. So our guiding question is, what happens when you are dividing with decimals and you have a remainder? Go ahead and just write the question down, and then I'd like you to go back at the end of the video and answer that question for us. Okay, introduction. A few things to remember. When we're dividing decimals, there's no remainders allowed. For instance, you can see here number 5 is going to be the same as 5.0. Either one is correct, but we're not going to have remainders. 2.7 is going to be equivalent to either 2.7, or you could even put a 0 on the end if, like, say you were comparing numbers. But no remainders. Okay, so let's go over some of the rules. If there's only a decimal in the dividend, so let's go ahead and write one out. Let's go ahead and practice. So let's divide 3.6, and we're going to divide that by 12. So we've only got a decimal in the dividend. We do not have a decimal in the divisor. What you want to do, unlike multiplication where we kind of figure out the decimals at the end, we're going to go ahead and take care of the decimals at the beginning. So let's go ahead and just move that decimal straight up, and then we're just dividing like normal. 12 does not go into 3, but it does go into 36 evenly. 12 goes into 36 actually 3 times. So we're going to put 0.3, and then we're just going to multiply. 3 times 2 gives us 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And then we're going to subtract. 36 minus 36 gives us 0. And remember, with decimals, if we were more comfortable, you could put a 0 either way. It wouldn't be wrong without it. You could even have a 0 in the front here, and it wouldn't change the value. So when there's only a decimal in the dividend, we're going to divide like normal. And then you're going to need to write your answer above the location in the dividend, and that's right here. Okay, now it's starting to get a little tricky. So if there's a decimal in the divisor, let's go ahead and put a decimal in the divisor as well as the dividend. Okay, so for this type of problem, we went over them today. The first thing you want to do is you want to turn the divisor into a whole number. And the way that you do that is you're going to move the decimal one place in this instance, so that you're at the far right of the number, and that 1 2/10 actually we're just going to divide it as a 12. And then whatever you do to the divisor, you have to do the same thing to the dividend. So we're going to go ahead and move that as well. And then, like we did before, let's just go ahead and take care of the decimal right off the bat. Now we're done. Now we're just dividing like normal. So you're going 12 into 36. Again, it was just like the other problem we did. It goes 3 times 12, 36, and we're done. And again, if you want to put the 0 in there, it's kind of a preference thing. 3.0 is the same as just 3. Okay, so let's work on a little practice. So the numbers are getting a little bigger. We're dividing 32 4/10 by 6. So we're just going to divide like normal. We're going to move the decimal up. 6 does not go into 3, but it does go into 32. It goes into 32 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 32 minus 30 gives you 2. 6 does not go into 2, so let's go ahead and drop this 4 down. And 6 does go into 24 evenly. It goes in 4 times. So I kind of wrote it skewed there a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and put that right here. You always want to line them up correctly right over the number so that you know they're in the right spot. And then 4 times 6, again, is 24. That equals 0. If you'd like to put the 0 there, again, it's fine if you don't. So that's 5 4/10, or you could say that's 5 40/100. It's the same number. All right, another practice problem. So now we're dividing 5 4/100 by 4/10. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna start picking it up a little. We got to get through this. We're gonna move the decimal one spot in the divisor. So then we're gonna go ahead and move it one spot in the dividend. Let's go ahead and move it up. And now we're just dividing like normal. 4 into 5 once. 1 times 4. I'm gonna write a little smaller so we don't run out of room here. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 does not go into 1, so we're going to drop this 0 down. 4 does go into 10. It goes in twice. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2, and we still have this 4 that we can drop down. 4 does go into 24, and it goes in evenly 6 times. 12 6 tenths. Ooh, another one. All right, here we go. All right, so we need to make this 12/100 into a whole number. Move it over twice. Boom. Okay, there's not a number there, so we can always add a 0, kind of as a placeholder. Then we'll go ahead and move the decimal up. So 12 does go into 19. It goes in once. 1 times 12. 12, 19 minus 12. That's going to leave us with 7. 12 doesn't go into 7 evenly. Let's drop the 2 down. 12 does go into 72 6 times. 6 times 12. 72, 2 minus 72, 0. 12 does not go into 0. We still have this 0. I know I'm getting off line here a little bit, but I'm trying to conserve space. We can't just leave this empty with nothing here, so 12 goes into 0, 0 times, and your answer is 160. Again, for those of you that like to put a 0 at the end, that's fine. Okay, predictions. What happens when only the divisor has a decimal? Go ahead and write that down. Number 9, what questions do you still have? If you do not have any questions, what do you think the most challenging part will be when we actually work on this in class tomorrow? Okay, and as always, number 10, how well do you understand this concept? You're going to give yourself between a 1 and 5. 1 being I don't know what you're talking about. I'm completely confused about the topic. All the way to number 5. I know this, I get this, and I could actually teach this. I could teach somebody else, maybe the entire class. All right, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.